Hello there, DBI. Riz here, long time no see, and today we're going to do a roleplay review. This time over Is It Wine or Fancy Grape Juice? And this one stars Roan. I think it's Roan. I think that's how you pronounce that. And I hope so because that's how I've been calling it. And Cordio. And the first thing I want to say is welcome, Roan, to the roleplay channel. This is their very first log that they have done and submitted to the forums, and their very first introduction to this character, and our first introduction to this character, and getting to see them live and on page. So that's why I wanted to take the time to kind of do a review. And for those of you who have been wondering why I haven't been doing so many video reviews, I don't know if you can tell, I still kind of don't have my voice. It's been about a month that I haven't been able to talk properly. And it only lasts for a couple hours, so I've been, kind of getting that figured out. But I did want to do at least a video for this one, since this is this character's first come about at the page. And welcome to the forums. But as it states here, the characters in this one are Roan and Cordio, and the type is a slice of life, and wine, and cheese. And the synopsis pretty much tells the story. Cordio happens across a small ravine. Roan has set up a tiny vineyard and is making wine. They talk and get to know one another a bit, and Roan learns about what ascended means, and that she is likely one. After showing off some plant powers, Cordio tells Roan about Pepper City and encourages her to go there. She packs up to leave and is informed of a missing Jean, who she promises to watch out for. And pretty much that is the story from beginning, middle, and end. This is the typical slice of life. Normally would be something that we're just like, hey, good job. And, kind of keep it moving with the logs. However, since, again, this is Roan's first outing, I wanted to kind of give them a little bit of a highlight and a shout out, because as an RP admin, the few things that we look out for when we are authoring a bio is, one, does this person have an understanding that our setting is nothing like most settings for roleplay muds. We aren't within the universe that has Goku and Vegeta. You aren't going to be part of the Frieza Force because Frieza doesn't exist. So that's what we look out for in a bio. But then on somebody's first outing on the page, we also look like, how does this person roleplay? Like, are they going to be someone who kind of knows how to take direction with their character, how to display that they have a command of, pretty much the English language, since that's what we use, and just how does this person represent their character on page? And when I'm reading this, Roan right away comes out and is showing off, and right away I can tell that, Roan, you're a reader. You're a person who reads books, you read a lot of fantasy books, and it shows. And if you guys will allow me, I would like to just read to you their very first post that they put on page. And I quote, "Grapes. Not every day started with the magnificence and grandeur. Sometimes they're more quiet, serene, peaceful, or in this case, full of grapes. A small valley in the plains of southeast Central City, upon the opposing shores of the nearby lake in what seemed a stone's throw away from the desert. Deep and sheltered, with a small stream flowing through it fed by the lakes. Within the sanctuary did someone work, tending to several vines on an exotic grape, a bright violet color. Snipping this, pruning that, and making sure the plants were generally healthy. The figure herself stood tall, a bit over 6 feet in height, with skin of bronze laid over muscle more dense than stone. An angular face bearing a perpetual grin, twin horns curled atop her head, braided hair of strawberry blonde, and a pair of hooves that looked like they might very well be cut diamonds. Imposing, depending on who's considering her. With a few quick steps back, she spun from the grapes and plucked up a large bin, setting them upon her shoulder as she marched a ways down what seemed to be an exotic, certainly off-world press. One by one, the grapes were laid in the utmost care before being squished down and drained into a barrel. And that's just awesome, right? Like, that is, again, that's writing. Like, I felt like I was reading a book, and it was the very beginning of the tale where you get to meet the hero or the heroine. And yeah, I was immediately was hooked, right, into this character, into this writer, who Glacera is the author of Roan, the pilot of the Roan avatar. And Cordio shows up, and the synopsis pretty much, again, tells the tale. And what I think is kind of funny is that Cordio is very hesitant to drink, because he's only ever drank water in his entire life. So he kind of doesn't want to explore what wine would do to him. And I think that is setting up for something very funny down the line. I could see these two being very friendly, very buddy-buddy. And finally, after, maybe 3 to 4 months of, Roan trying to get Cordio to drink, he takes a sip, and then we may get, a Rock Lee drunken master. I think that would be pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, this log it's a fun slice of life, right? Like, it does what it needs to do to introduce the character. They know about energy. Roan does. They know about energy. They know about, that there are supernatural, superhuman beings that exist, but they never really thought that they were one of them. And Cordio kind of says it's a little too on the nose for me, but Cordio says that, you're one of them. And I think leaving it up in the air of like, well, you could be, right? You have the potential. I think that would have, just for me personally, would have been a perfect kind of, I won't say, and I'm getting off track, but that would have been perfect for me if Cordio was just like, well, you have the potential, you have that ability, but kind of what I want to say is leaving it up to Roan of, do they want to step into that realm or not? Because he kind of just says like, yeah, like this is it, this is you, and you, I won't say don't have a choice in the matter, but that's definitely, and everybody in our setting is they have that something special about them. That's why they stand out. That's why they're not just a regular NPC walking down the street, going to get their groceries. They are something special. So Roan definitely is, and I'm very excited to see where this character goes. I'm very excited to see this character interact with other people. Very eccentric, very very big personality, and kind of reminds me honestly kind of reminds me of Rendo in a very similar way, like joking and fun, and I'm not talking about like the admin Rendo. I'm talking about the character Rendo, like very, very bubbly and buoyant, and just there, right? A lot of exclamation, a lot of character, a lot of personality, a lot of quips. Even in like their green text, they show a lot of emotion and show a lot of emoting, and you know exactly how this character feels throughout this entire log. Even when there's some things that they don't understand, you get that there's a little bit of frustration, a little bit of hesitation, without it being said to you. They've never said those words, but you can see it with the way that they express it. So I don't want to ramble on too long. This was, again, it was a fantastic log. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to review it. I think that Cordio was the perfect character to meet with this other character and to introduce, because you're an admin alt now, and you facilitated the purpose of introducing this character into the setting and getting them ingrained with it. So Cordio did exactly what he should have, right? He didn't say like, hey, let's brawl, let's see what you can really do. He stayed true to his character and just kind of showed them like, hey, like this this is the path that you're on now, and thank you for the grape juice. And to which they happen to say, it's wine, not grape juice, thus giving us the title, thus answering the question of our title. Thanks again, guys. I'm Riz, and I will hopefully see you soon.